Hello everybody, welcome back to Train Sim World 2 once again. We are checking out the new update that came out for it not too long ago actually, but it gives us RailDriver support. So I will be using the RailDriver in this video. If you don't know what that is, I'll have it linked in the description below. I got it back in like 2016, I think it was. And it's the only way to play this game. So I have the DLC, it is the Clinchfield DLC, and we are going to be checking out the Fremont Ascent today, taking a full train load of coal along the Fremont branch to be processed. This will be on the SD40CRR. Let's do it. Hello, engineer. Take this coal to Moss for processing. Expect some meats on the way. Okay, we'll expect some meats on the way. I don't know what that means. Insert the reverser handle down there. There we go. And now I can use the RailDriver to go forward on that. And we need to set up the locomotive to select your lever of 4 on this guy. 2. Look, I keep doing it. 2, and again, 3, and then 4. All right, that's good. Set the automatic brake to release. That's easy enough. Right there. And independent as well. It goes to bail off, basically. It's not bail off though, is it? Nope, release. Do you not want bail off? There we go. There we go, awesome. Okay, set the cutoff valve to freight. Yep, that's down there as well. Move this over into freight mode. And all these are on. Take your train to the main line and onto the Fremont branch. Be careful to manage your speed on the steep grades. See, we're already starting to roll forward a little bit here. And we have a yellow signal. We're good there. Released on that. Let's get our lights on. You turn the wipers on too if you wanted to. See? Just showing you that the RailDriver actually works with the bell. Turn the bell on and off if we want. We got the horn. And the horn on this locomotive isn't too bad, actually. On the outside view, you'll hear it a little bit better here. What we've got. I mean, it's not 100% great, but hey, it gets the job done. We are applying some power to get moving. We're not even in any throttle position right now. We're just at 0. We're just rolling down the hill. But let's go ahead and pull this down into its first position. Keep in mind, you know, this is beta support on this RailDriver, so it's not 100% there. You can see how it's kind of finicky here and there. Now you do have to calibrate it first, but we probably need to add a little bit of this. Let's do some automatic braking here. The full service. We got to check the line and make sure that our tracks are all going to be good to go here. I did not do that. Having a look at the line here, you can see we are good there. We need to just stay on the green, so that's good to go there, and that one is good to go there. Make sure this is good. Yep, these all seem to be really happy. We go up through this whole thing. This is all, yep. I'm just making sure our switches are good. We should be all right all the way until where we need to go up in here. Yeah, so we'll check once we get up there some more. All right, let's release that, and let's go ahead and add some power here. Let them know we're coming. Turn that bell off. We don't need the bell on anymore. And another thing that's great about the RailDriver is that you do get this digital little readout here of your speed. And you can see it's absolutely accurate to what you're seeing on the screen. So that's pretty cool. All right, we're just gonna keep it on 2 for right now. Give it a little bit more because we need to start going up. Some speed going. And you can see our little tab where we are supposed to go there. But good to be back in Train Sim World 2, and you know, honestly, whenever they announced that they were going to have this RailDriver support, I was really excited about it. This thing has just been collecting dust for years, literally years, because they, for some reason, never took the time to give it any support for their games, and I was really sad that was the case. However, even better, we got it now, here in 2021. Hope your weekend was good and your week's off to a great start. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of brake while we can watch our speed here as we're going down this grade. We add a little bit of brake here, a little bit of service. And this is so much better than using the Xbox controller or the keyboard. I feel like I have a lot more control of the train. I want to keep it under 15. A nice view from the outside of what we got going on here. I love the Clinchfield colors, the black and yellow. That is actually really nice. Just using the automatic brakes to maintain our speed right now. I'll go and release those. And anytime it starts to pick up a little bit more speed, we're holding it under 15 miles per hour on the way down here. And it's holding 13 like really, really good right now on a 0.6 grade. That works out. So a lot of these buttons, I couldn't get them to map to anything, but all of this stuff by default was recognized by the game, and it made setup a breeze for the most part. I didn't feel like it was too hard or difficult. You know, you follow the on-screen instructions and make sure you calibrate it if you have a RailDriver. So we got a yellow signal at 0.7 miles, 30 mile an hour zone at 0.8. So we're getting there. Start getting some speed in this thing. Now there was the other scenario, the setup, which they kind of introduce you to this, and maybe we'll do that in the next video or something. But it's way too long of just switching in a yard, and we know how boring that can be. So with our first run here in Clinchfield, I wanted to make sure that we were, you know, able to do something rather than, you know, just going really slow in a yard. But the locomotive itself is pretty unique and it's really cool. So I might do that next time. It has started to rain here on the line. A little bit more power here. We're dealing with the downgrade still, so we're still in a 15 mile an hour spot. Only 120 something yards here will be in the 30 mile an hour zone. So I'm just keeping an eye on the speed as we come down this little spot. Having to use a little bit more power as we get down the grade here. And actually, it's pretty ridiculous, so as far as sound goes, so I'm just going to go close these windows up since it is pouring down rain on us right now. Should make things a little bit more interesting, that's for certain. Let's go to a 2 on the throttle here. And I'm just going to use my auto brake as necessary to maintain speed for the most part. Actually, we might need to keep it in 3, the throttle position into 3. Although, see what I'm talking about? Sometimes you get stuck into a certain spot, so you have to kind of play with it back and forth just to get it to where you want it, unfortunately. Hey, we have a crossing here. I didn't even see that. Can't even hear the horn with all the rain happening here. There we go. So you have to kind of get that there. So anytime, I've also had it to where the reverser itself will get stuck. And if it gets stuck, what I found out is that I could use my controller or something and get it back into a position forward, and then I could get it to work again. That's the only thing that that worked for me. All right, we got the yellow signal here. Keeping an eye on this. Red on the bottom. It's not for us. We're good on that. Watching our speed here. Bring it back into 2. And I'll use automatic as necessary. There we go. We're going the way we need to here. Yep. All the way down here because there's a train there on that one. So that's why they were letting us know there's a train here so we don't go head on that thing. That's good. Hello, Mr. Train. That's the other train you can drive in this DLC. So we will be running that locomotive sometime soon as well. But I figured, you know what, we'll just go with the old freight train. And I love the blue. It's got like the DC-9 Douglas blue interior. Or almost like a Russian jet for the most part. All right, we did it. Let's go ahead and get that throttle up. And we can power away from here now into the 30 mile an hour zone. there's some throttle now as we are starting to climb. We're in 8s on the throttle speed here, or the throttle selector. And we're maintaining about 17 miles per hour here. It's going to be a long road up this hill, I have a feeling. I do indeed. There we go. We're getting a little bit more speed. Come on. I mean, we're giving her all she's got, Captain. I should have got probably a better run at it before I got to this hill, but maybe it won't be so, you know, this bad. It's not like a super crazy grade right now. Look around here. Using the mouse to look around. And firing this locomotive up is a lot of fun too. But like I said, we'll wait for another video for all that. Today I just kind of wanted to jump in and see what it's all about. We'll turn our gauge lights on. There we go. Now why those were not on. What's going on with all this stuff here? Dim front and back. It should be bright on everything, man. It's like, yeah. It's pouring rain now. We need all we can get. 2% grade going up. Still climbing through the rain. Finally getting some more speed here on throttle 8 position since the grade has turned to a 1.6%. One thing that was really cool I noticed is that the train has a caboose. That is pretty darn cool. Oh, we're going into the tunnel. All right. Let's use the horn just for the hell of it. You never know. There's a crossing or something before. And we don't want to hit anybody if they're inside there as well. The bell is on and into the tunnel we go. Woo, spooky. Oh man, it gets super dark in here. That's the brightest the lights go? Really? Wow, man. That's pitch dark in here. It's actually really crazy. About to exit the tunnel here, and you can see we have a downgrade happening now, so we can actually pull back a little bit on our throttle, about to 5 here, and I'm going to use my, actually let's go to 1. Let's see if that helps slow down before we get too fast here. We're at 23 miles an hour. Yeah, we're doing all right here. And here comes the end of the tunnel right now as we speak. We're 2.5 miles out from our via location. And out of the tunnel we come. And back into the rain. It's actually, that was a nice transition. Another thing I've noticed with this new update is I have had 0 lag or stutters. That was a huge one that was really, really a problem in the previous version. So really happy to see that being the case here. We're going to keep it at throttle position of number 1. And I've checked all the switches all the way up to our destination. So we're all good to go on that. But let's enjoy the route. How you doing over there? I know it's raining and you're depressed and you hate life. I know. Get a different job. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, we'll keep it on position 1 for now, and we'll just use auto brake as we need to. A little bit of left and right motion happening here on this thing. So we got RailDriver support. Now all we need is VR support. Come on, Dovetail. This game screams VR support. It's gonna be so much fun to do in VR. And we have a 1% grade going downhill now. This is all right. I'm gonna put this thing to 0, and you use brakes as we need to. A little bit of brake here, coming down. Maintain our speed. A little bit more than that. Yeah, this is a lot more intuitive than using a Xbox controller or the keyboard. Now, I know there are people out there that are like, they don't mind it. And I totally get that. To me, this just brings in, you know, more immersion. Something that needed for a while. I was technically a crossing, but I was talking, wasn't paying attention. Back up. Oh, let's just go to about 2. But you're seeing how it's jumping, like you can't even find the 2 sometimes. Sometimes you have to go all the way back and then you can go up into 2, like that. That works for me. Let's turn that bell off, man. I don't need to hear that anymore. Thank you very much. I found keeping it at about 24%, we're holding our speed pretty good right here. 24 for 24, that works for me. Maybe it's a little too much there, maybe a little less. I think that's about as far as it goes. Yeah, it goes to 24 release, so. The first notch seems to be helping out quite a bit. And you can see how it's making these noises. It's almost like it doesn't feel like it's getting released completely. That happens as well. But hey, beta support, and I'm just, you know, super stoked to have it, even as an option. We're about a mile out and we're starting to go downhill a little bit more. We're at 1.1% now. A little bit more brake than that. Keeping it right in the limits there. There we go, and you can release it once it gets up to there. But the track is starting to get windier and windier as we go down this little grade here. There, it's doing that little brake thing again. I found if you just shoot it up into service and then back again to release, it takes care of the issue. So 0.8 miles to Crane's Nest East. Leave a comment below if you know this line, this route, this area. And we're gonna start going uphill, it looks like, possibly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give us throttle position of 3 to keep speed going forward here. And we're hitting a crossing, looks like. We're gonna do that. Right over the road there. There we go. Throttle position goes back. Back to 0. Kind of coast here at 0.0 on the grade. We found a nice flat spot we're at here. So we don't need to do anything too crazy here. Should be going straight through this one. And we should see another train, I think, here shortly. When I was, you know, switching the tracks, I saw another train. I think it was stationary, just stopped, but still. Pretty cool. All right, let's get it up back into, I'm trying to get into position 2, but it's doing that thing. So let's go back to 0 and then pull it into 2 here. Nope, back to 0. There it was. I'm not sure if it's just, you know, how old this thing is, or if it's just, you know, the actual thing. Oh, we're starting to go uphill, so let's get a little bit more throttle there. Let's go 4 on that. These are released. Not using any brake here. And it might even go higher. If that grade goes higher, we're gonna even put more throttle into it just to be ahead of the entire train. And this whole train isn't very, very long compared to some other ones we've done before, so it's very responsive as far as throttle and braking. Putting some more power into it, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crane's Nest East. We have made it here to the Via location. Now we probably have a whole nother set of 0.6, and we'll stop at Crane's Nest West, is what it looks like here. Speeds are fine for now. We're trying to get it back up to speed. Here in throttle position 6. The rain hasn't let up at all. I think it's just gonna pour rain all the way here. And some people don't like the rain effects. I think they're, you know, they do the job. It'd be nice if the water beat it a little bit more realistically, but other than that, I'm perfectly happy with it. And we are climbing. We're at a 0.2% grade, which doesn't seem like a lot. But if it gets taller than that, I want to get my speed up and keep it, because once you start going up, man, you're kind of screwed. You're not going to get that speed back no matter what you do. You saw in the beginning we were at throttle position, completely run 8, and we couldn't climb that hill very fast. And we're doing like 13 miles an hour or something. All right, so we're going to go ahead and be stopping up here. So let's go ahead and put this thing into 1. There's the other train. I knew there was one on this line. Looks like it's moving. He's going down the grade really slowly, taking his time. That's pretty cool. We're gonna let this grade slow us down, slow us down, slow us down. Because we're gonna be stopping here in 220 yards now. We'll apply the brakes when we need to, but we're using that uphill to our advantage. Let's put this thing at 0, throttle. There's the idle here, and you just keep an eye on your digital gauge here on the RailDriver, and you don't even have to even worry about looking at the screen constantly. You can actually look in a quick scan like that. All right, let's add our brake. Go full service. That'll stop her, no problem. And a decent spot. So we don't have to like be like right on the money, you know. It's close enough. There we go, and that little caboose went by. All right. Now we need to go to Moss. 4 miles to Moss. I thought they would have stopped us here for a reason, and we're gonna double check the line. I think they were just waiting for that train to pass. Yep, and we have to select the track selector back over, so we're good to go there. Never assume, I have learned in this game, never assume that the tracks are good. Here's a switch that has to come over to the green line for us there. And then this one here needs to go over to that so we can get on our green line again and get by all of this stuff. Just making sure this is all taken care of. Now, you know, if you want, and there's the end right there. If you want to, we're gonna release our brakes. Get the throttle, oh, not run 8, oops. Don't wanna blow this damn engine up. Real work for initially here. Getting some speed up here. Release those brakes, come on, buddy. We're moving forward now. But if you want to, you know, you can stop at each one of those and get out of the train and manually select them, which is really cool that, you know, you have that option to do that. Go to 5 here. It's gonna be a minute to get this thing going. We've got her in run 8. We're getting our speed up here. Almost to 20 miles an hour. We'll wait for 20 there. There we go. We're going to drop it down back into about 5 or 4 here. There we go. Oh, not 2, but 4. Come on, 4. Yeah, see, it's doing that thing where it's acting stupid. Especially with the brakes. We're going to try to get it back into 4 again here. So we weren't losing all this speed, but yeah, well, 5 it'll be today. It will be 5 now. We're at 0.0 on the grade, so we haven't gone up, but I want to maintain our speed at the limit, because if it starts to go up again, which I think we're going to be going up into the mountains, we'll be ready for it. We won't be crawling at 5 miles an hour, you know? Don't want that. Climbing here, you can see on the left here, it's a really cool river along the way over there. She's really enjoying that view over there, you can tell. And looks like we have a crossing. And we're at a 0.1 now. Go into a 5. Oh, now it goes into 4, of course. Why wouldn't it, right? Come on. Oh, nope. Yeah, this thing's acting stupid right now. There we go, there's 5. Can you see what I'm dealing with here? Well, that's all right. We're still maintaining right under 25. I was hoping we'd get a little more speed out of this, but I mean, it is a pretty technical set here of track. Hey, we have some buildings up here. Anytime we see any scenery, I'm gonna show it to you. Let's open the window here. A little cabin. Well, a trailer, a couple trailers, a car, and a shed. That's what I would call that. And there's a camper and or a caravan. And there was a crossing there. One thing that's weird is the horn is very, very, very low inside this view here, which is kind of crazy. Let's go to 0 here, so we're starting to climb a little bit. I want to make sure we weren't overspeeding there as we were having a look around at everything. Back to go up again. You can barely hear whenever I'm hitting that horn. Like, that's the horn there. So I'm hitting the horn, and it seems like it's doing that glitch where it's not producing the sound of the horn anymore. Even from the outside view, it's not doing it. So there's that. Unfortunately, that bug is still there. Past the small yard here. Still, I'm, using the horn, but it's just not working. There's a little house over there too. That's cool. Hopefully the horn will start working again. That's sad. All right, we're at 0 here. Let's go back down to 5. And we're starting to go up now, so never mind. We go back into 6. Oop, not 7. Keep it on 6 for now. As we go up that hill, it's going to help the speed. If the speed starts to drop, I'll add a little bit more throttle. Yards to our destination. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this thing down into 0 because I'm not sure what exactly they want. You can see this is where they're gonna have us stopping. So the caboose will come to a complete stop right here on that red spot. But I'm slowing down because I don't know when they're gonna change the speed zone, and I think it's gonna be like 15 or 10 here in a minute. So we're just gonna take our time getting into this spot. Overall, I've got to say, well, it rained the whole time, so I'm not really sure. There's just not a whole lot I saw on this particular route. Now, having the grades and stuff like that, that brought a challenge to it. But as far as anything else for this DLC, I mean, we're still on a grade here. Add a little bit more throttle here. I don't know if it's worth it, really, yet. Unless, you really, really want this. And maybe I'll change my mind when I see more. But as of right now, there's just not a lot here that we haven't seen before. As far as the route itself goes, I was hoping for a little bit more of a feeling of the area. And it seemed like a lot of copy and pasting of the assets. I mean, dude, we're throttle 8 right now, and this is all she's got, Captain. Oh, we're getting wheel slip, I think. That's why. Yep, we're getting wheel slip big time there. That was not good. That's a E. Nope. Go down. It's because this thing is wanting to jump into run 8, and I'm like, no, I want to go easy into it. So now it got a little more difficult. We were getting that wheel slip. We could sand it if we wanted to, but there's really no reason for that. It's just power management here. 300 in something yards here left. So we might as well not screw it up now, right? I'm trying to just ease it into 6 here, but as long as we have friction, we have speed going forward, and it looks like that's working. So since we were on a 1.3% up, grade going uphill, that changed everything. Man, I really want to drive that train. Now, maybe that train alone, that loco, will be worth this DLC. But I mean, that's something we've driven these freight trains before. So there is that. 200 yards to our stop. And welcome to Moss. Almost here. Another thing about the RailDriver, I did a review on it a long time ago, but it is very cheap plastic. This thing right here just feels like it's gonna fall off at any given moment. Like, that's how much movement I have with that. It feels like a cheap, flimsy piece of plastic because that's what it is. Let's go to 0 on this. Let it naturally come to a stop here. There you go, buddy. A little bit of brake service there. And now we can go into full, which is going to be great because we're going to be right here. It might have us shut the engine down. We'll see. All right. Not handle off. Service. Full service. There we go. All right. Set the reverser to neutral. There we go. And then we have remove the reverser handle. Have to do that manually. Let's turn our wipers off because they won't tell us to do that. We'll just know how to do that ourselves. Move the handle. Come on. Nope. I looked it up. We'll try Control W. I think that's what removes it. Yep. Control W removes it. There we go. The coal will now enter the treatment process to be cleaned. That's you done for now. Let's see how you did. Here's our debriefing. You can see our speed, the speed limit. We did pretty darn good for the most part. Even in the most challenging parts we did. We got a gold medal on it. 3,373 AP on that. And you can see the actual time it took me to get it all done. And we move forward. Unfortunately, I lost my entire profile because of this new Dovetail live nonsense. It asked me to log in. I was like, I don't even know what that is. I don't own one. And then I had to create a whole new profile. So I lost everything I had in Train Sim World 2. Not that we did a whole lot anyway. We did some stuff with the ice train. But anywho, that's going to do it for this episode of Train Sim World 2 with the RailDriver. Let me know if you want to see more. We have other scenarios here. You have next scenario, replace scenario, continue journey, etc. Back to the main menu so I can show you. We're on the Clinchfield Railroad, which is experienced classic railroading, moving heavy coal and manifest freight through the heart of Virginia's coal fields. The Train Sim World 2 Clinchfield Railroad. And if we go to scenarios, you can see here, you can indeed drive the F7 CRR, which is right there. So the setup is the one I was talking about, which shows you the firing it up and doing some switching. So let me know if you want to see that. We have other ones to do. I think next time we're definitely gonna, jump into that train for sure. I haven't taken it out for a spin yet, and maybe mixed power will be fun. So that's gonna do it, folks, for this episode. I'll see you next time. Take care. I want to let you guys know that merch is available if you check out the link in the description below, and there should be some images you can click on below the video as well. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I do appreciate it.